so today I'm gonna make a really simple artichoke dish. This is like a staple in my house. So first part of this is you're going to take, if you see the artichokes, they have, the leaves have like little, like kind of thorny parts at the top. You wanna take scissors and you kind of wanna cut, separate the leaves a little bit and cut. So just like that, you're gonna square them off. Makes it look pretty, and then, you know, you take all that unnecessary, unedible part off. And then you're gonna start to like spread it open, because once we make the stuffing, I'll kind of show you why that's important, but you wanna spread the leaves away from the kind of like the heart of the artichoke. You're not gonna spread apart all of the leaves, but a good portion of it, because you wanna get kind of in the center with the stuffing and the filling, because it's gonna give an amazing flavor to the inside of the artichoke. So we're gonna do that in just a second, but first things first, get all of these like thorny parts off the leaves and square them off. Then after that, we're gonna take a knife and cut the stems off and kind of peel them down a little bit with just a regular like potato peeler. Cut this part off, and this is gonna be another part of the dish that's just amazing. So we'll add that in a second. I'm going to start to open up the leaves kind of like a flower, because once you make your filling, you're going to want to stuff all of that in there, get all that flavor from the parsley and the garlic. It's going to be amazing. If you're cutting it, if you're trying to get the leaves all trimmed up, it helps to kind of pull them apart first, so it's easy to get in there with your scissors. Pro tip 101. See, very easy. This part's kind of fun, I guess.
Oddly satisfying.
Oddly satisfying. It's like trimming a bush.
Does it matter if the leaves are brown?
Nah. Artichokes, you know, most of the time, like this one's really pretty, but as you can see, they all have brown spots. That's just, you know, they get a little beat up and bruised during shipment, but it's not gonna do anything. Now, if it's completely brown or black, you can just peel it right off. Like you could just take it and just rip it off. That's not a problem. So here's a tip you can try, kind of like at the top of the artichoke, because you want this to be, you want to be able to pull the leaves apart, and like I said, you're going to want to put the stuffing in there, because while you're steaming the artichoke, all the garlic and the parsley, the flavor of that is going to really infuse. So you can cut it with scissors, but if you have a good knife, you can kind of just take the knife across the top and just go down, straight down. This is gonna give you that like squared off top that you're gonna need, so that you can open the leaves. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so this is gonna be the part where we make the filling for the actual artichokes. I prepped them yesterday. And then this is parsley. This is just regular curly parsley. We're gonna mince it, chop it up really fine, and then we're gonna do the same thing with, I wanna say about a whole garlic clove, because we really wanna stuff this. You want a lot of the flavor of the garlic and the parsley, and it really works well with the artichoke. So we're gonna get a lot of this in there. So we'll probably use a whole clove. So I'll see how much of that I end up using. And then while I'm chopping things, I like to have like a little garbage bowl and a little bag in there. And while you're doing, you know, you have any scraps from your garlic, you could just toss it. I had like some stems from the parsley. Just toss it right in there. So that way you have like a nice mess-free area. Who doesn't love that? So, quite a bit of parsley. You just gotta start chopping, get in there. I like to like break it down a little bit before I start getting in there and finally chopping everything. I try to get some of the stems in there because actually the stems of the parsley has a lot of flavor, so you don't want to leave that out. So I try to get as much of that as I can, but I take away like the bigger parts of the stems because you don't want that in there.
The finishing touches.
You know, you could use a food processor, but this is love right here.
Get your aggression out. Hopefully.
This is a good, yeah, after a long day at work, you just gotta get in there, you know what I mean? So usually when I take the garlic out of its clove, I usually just make a little slit with a knife wherever I can and twist, so that way they pop out pretty easily. And then, I mean, you can do it with your hand, but usually that helps just to start it, because when you first get the garlic clove, it's pretty enclosed, so you don't want to just like pop it in there. Sometimes people smash it with a knife. There's plenty of different tricks, but I just find that that one works the best, so I can get my hands in there and get the garlic separated. All right, once you get that all out, the shells all picked out, this is the fun part. It's a labor of love. Once you get that all picked out, then you're gonna start to take the shells off, and then we're gonna mince up some garlic for a filling. So I put the parsley in the bowl, and then I'll show you the next step in just a second. One of the easy ways, if you don't know the trick, is just kind of to smash your knife in there. If you do just a quick like tap, you don't have to smash the garlic. The shell comes off pretty easily where you don't have to struggle with it. But you don't want to smash the knife down too much because then you'll just completely squash the garlic. Now, if you're mincing it, not a bad thing to do because it's all gonna get chopped up anyway, so you're not gonna worry about that. But in cases where you just need whole cloves of garlic, you don't want to come down on the knife too much because it's going to completely break the garlic. So for me, I'm not really worrying about that today because we're going to be mincing this up, so it doesn't matter if it's smashed or not. It's going to get chopped up in a minute. So one of the things you're going to realize when you get an artichoke, don't be intimidated. They have these really crazy stems on the end. And what you want to do is you're going to take a knife and you're going to try to trim as close to the base of the artichoke so that you can sit them flat in the pan. Because once we get to that part, I'll show you, you want them to sit flat in the pan so that you can get the maximum like steaming effect and they'll cook through evenly. So this one's got a really short stem, but this one's got a long stem. No matter what, you just want to make sure you cut it down so that it lays flat. Now, they're obviously artichokes, so they're not perfectly flat or round, so you're just going to try to make sure you do your best. Put the knife towards close to the base of the artichoke as you can and just cut. Don't be afraid. It's very easy. Perfect. It sits upright. Now, when you get to the stem, don't throw these away. These are gold, okay? This is literal, like, flavor heaven right here. Do not throw these out. I know people think this is trash. This is one of the best parts of the artichoke, okay? So how you cook this is gonna steam in the pot along with the artichokes and everything else, okay? You wanna make sure you cut off, see how that's like nice and brown, very hard. You're just gonna cut that off at the end, so it's nice and soft. And then you're gonna just take a regular potato peeler and peel off all this rough skin along the edges until it's nice and smooth. So make sure you get rid of any kind of hard parts that are left over from the base of the stem. And you're just gonna peel it. Now you're not gonna peel it down so it doesn't exist anymore. You're just gonna get the skin off there, just like that. So over here, I took probably about 6 or 7 russet potatoes, peeled them, and then sliced them up and quartered them up just like this. And you don't want to slice them too thin because otherwise it's just going to turn into mashed potatoes. So you want to have them with a little bit of meat on them. So I usually just quarter them. And so let's get started there. Olive oil, probably about, I want to say you want to put a good amount of olive oil because you want to get this nice and like mixed together. So probably about, I want to say 2 tablespoons. maybe a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Put a little bit of salt in there, a little bit of crushed red pepper, just a little bit, and just a little pinch of black pepper. Now, if you don't like black pepper or crushed pepper, you can leave it out, but it gives it a nice little kick. And then you're just gonna take something, a little fork, and just start mixing that together. So we're gonna put our potatoes and artichokes and stems in all at the same time. So how everything's gonna cook is obviously a little bit of steaming effect. So I have the burner on medium high, and then I got a little bit of water. We're not gonna put in all of the water, you're just gonna put a little bit because you just wanna get a little bit of steaming. You don't wanna boil this. That's gonna be the key. So don't be afraid, but don't add too much water. So I'll show you in just a second. So let's get some oil in the pan. That way nothing sticks or burns. You probably want to get, I'd say, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil on the bottom of the pan. All right, so the pan is heated up a little bit. So we're gonna start to put the artichokes in. You wanna put the bottoms down, like I was talking about earlier. Put the bottoms down first. And just get them in there, all snug. If you have any leftover garnish, just toss it on in there. Throw the stems in there. And then you can add the potatoes around. Now you want to make sure that the base of the artichoke is hitting the pan. Let's just get a nice heat in the pan going. Now try not to cover the tops of the artichokes as much. So you want to just get the potatoes in there. They'll steam and they'll cook, and we'll give it a toss in about, I want to say 5-10 minutes. Come check on it because you don't want the bottoms to burn. So now that I have everything in here, I'm going to add the water, a little bit of olive oil, a little pinch of salt, and we're just going to cover it. And you'll start to smell like the amazing nuttiness. The nuttiness is probably about, I want to say, less than a 1/4 cup of water in there. We're going to put a little bit of olive oil on the top so nothing burns. Probably just another tablespoon of olive oil. So this has probably been about 15 minutes already. They'll start to get soft, they'll start to change color. And you just want to come every couple minutes, like 2 to 5 minutes, and just give them a quick turn so that there's no burning going on in the bottom. And then just take some of the potatoes and you can toss them around to make sure those don't get stuck to the bottom as well. Add water as you're going along. If you see that the steaming action, you want to keep it steaming, so you're going to need to keep adding some water. Finished product. Yummy. This is a great dish. If you have some people over and you want to impress them with your artichoke making skills, this is the one to do. Get some potatoes in there. The stems are so delicious, you want to get those in there. That's it. Delicious. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alright, so what's the review?
My favorite thing you make. It is so flavorful. I have no words. 10 stars.
10 stars.
10 out of 10.